Hi, a very good morning I bid to everyone. And today our group will be presenting about oil spill management. So what is oil spill? Oil spill is the leakage of petroleum onto the surface of a large body of water. It can be caused by various factors like accident, explosion, blowout, human error, and natural calamities. Oil spill causes various negative effects to both animals and humans. Marine animals are mainly affected by it. Fur-bearing mammals lose their ability to insulate as the feathers lose the capacity to repel water. Moreover, many animals, including birds, try to clean themselves from oil or consume oily prey, which causes them to ingest poison. Oil sediment residues is formed when oil and suspended sediments interact with nearshore environment, exposing humans to it and causing health complications like liver damage, reproductive harm, immune system deterioration, elevation of cancer risk, and increased level of certain toxins.
There are some correct and safe ways for the disposal of ship wastes. However, often the wastes from the ship do not get to be disposed of frequently since the ship stays at ports with limited time and in certain ports they don't have the proper facilities to dispose of waste correctly. According to an interviewee from an anonymous shipping company, the garbage waste will be divided into plastics, papers, food wastes, and oily rags from the starting period itself, with different types of dustbins varied by color codes. Then, the wastes will be disposed of at port facilities followed by the instruction of the company. The oily rags and papers will be burnt through the incinerator on board the ship. Normally, the waste oils, which are produced by the operating machinery in the engine room, will be moved to a specific tank used to keep the waste oil and sludge. The interviewee said that to ensure only sludge is in the tank, the water will be separated from the bilge, and the water, with an oil content of less than 15 ppm, will be transferred to a sludge tank and then discharged overboard.
Recent updates to estimates of the frequency of oil spills were made using the data from the US Outer Continental Shelf, global tanker spill data, and barge spill data for US waters. These spill rates are stated and standardized in terms of the quantity of crude oil handled divided by the number of spills. Although spills as small as 1 ton were also examined, all estimates of spills occurrence rates were limited to spills bigger than or equal to 56 ton. The cumulative frequency distributions of oil spills were investigated. A straightforward method for assessing the likelihood of an oil spill is presented. In order to help policy and decision makers in government and business, volume is stated in terms of tons for the purpose of this document. Three major spills, which is more than 700 tons, and four medium spills between 7 to 700 tons, were reported during the year 2022. With this, the decay average now stands over 6 spills, which is more than 7 tons annually. The chart figure below shows the chart of the global number of oil spills from tankers since 1970 to 2021.
Next is the compositions of crude oil. Oil in commercial reservoirs has an average age of roughly 100 million years. Approximately 30% of crude oil are linear and branch alkanes, 30% are cyclic alkanes, and 30% are aromatics. Additionally, 10% more are molecules with heteroatoms such as sulfur, oxygens, and nitrogen, which are responsible for the majority of the color of the oils. In oil spill remediations, the most extensively utilized methods are physical and chemical procedure. Dispersants, also known as dispersing agents, are chemical agents that are used to break up oil droplets suspended in the waterway. These tiny oil droplets spread into the water column during an oil spill where they are carried by currents and exposed to other natural processes such as disintegrations and biodegradation. Dispersants are also one of the numerous response strategies that may be used in coastal waters to reduce the overall environmental effect of an oil spill. Chemical dispersants like Corexit 9527, Terex MBD, Peroclean, 868 and BP1100X are currently employed to accelerate the dispersions and dilutions process of oil spill in salt waters. These chemical dispersants are often sprayed over the water by aeroplanes or ships. However, they are not only harmful to marine life, but they are also ineffective against heavy and weather oil. Besides, few physical approaches have also been conducted throughout the years to remove oil from the waterways. A number of methods have been developed to physically remove the oil from the water surface, such as the floating booms and slick leakers, which are commonly used in many harbors and other inshore locations. However, these approaches still allow substantial oil to escape from these devices. Hence, both of these chemical and physical procedures are unsafe for the environment besides being proven less effective.
The oily water separator is a crucial piece of equipment or device carried on board to separate mixtures of oil and water into their separate elements. Techniques for oil-water separation are beneficial in industrial applications and vital for environmental sustainability. One of the examples is toxic dispersants. Toxic dispersants are substances that are used to break up large drops of oil into smaller ones by lowering the interfacial tensions between the two substances. However, an oil-water separator only works for oil-like substances that are water-insoluble. The oil-water separator will not function if this is not the case as in oil-in-water emulsions. Apart from that, it also involves relatively high maintenance costs to operate the system. In case of toxic dispensers, using such chemicals is undesirable due to the toxicity and poor biodegradability of most dispensers and the resulting dispersed oil.
Various bioremediation methods have been proposed in order to solve this issue. One of them are the usage of the predominant bacterial species capable of degrading oil and utilizing it as a source of nutrient, the Alcanivarex bocumensis, a gram-negative hydrocarbonoclastic bacterium with a rod-shaped morphology. The figure shown here is the transmission electron micrograph of Alcanivarex bocumensis cells grown at the water hexadecane interface. What makes this bacterial species special and suitable for tackling this issue is that the genome of this bacteria revealed a high level of tolerance to oil consumption, as well as a complexity of genes that permit a high levels of oil degradation processes. Besides, the inclusion of three cytochromes, ferredoxin, transcription factors, and other genes in an operon-like organization appears to be associated with the ability of A. bocumensis to catabolize a wide variety of hydrocarbons in the crude oil. Furthermore, a large percentage of permeases and a high affinity of ABC type transporters identified in its genome may also be essential for effective nutrient absorption in oligotrophic oceanic ecosystems.
Unsafe management and the disposal of ship wastes, especially oil, can lead to adverse health consequences to humans and damage the ecosystem of marine life. To conclude from this case study, the oil from the ship can be managed and disposed of by the presence of Alcanivarex bocumensis, which is a petroleum hydrocarbon degrading bacteria. This solution is naturally available and is easier to use by the shipping industry. The shipping company does not require to spend more on machines that would help degrade the oil. Hence, the growth of the shipping industry is promoted whilst the safety of the marine environment is ensured. Thank you.